Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving into a feature that completely flips the script on how we use artificial intelligence. It's called code execution and file creation in Claude. Look, if you're still just using AI as a glorified brainstorming buddy, you're honestly missing out on a full-fledged data analyst that actually hands you tangible, finished assets. Think about the standard AI experience for a second. You know the drill, you type a prompt, you got a wall of text back, and then you spend an hour copy-pasting and formatting all that into Word or Excel, right? But what if we just completely removed that friction? Imagine if Claude handed you the finished, downloadable file directly. No manual formatting, just boom, a ready-to-use document right there in your chat. To put the sheer scale of this efficiency into perspective, I want you to think about the number 3. That is the exact number of professional, polished deliverables. We're talking a PowerPoint presentation, a Word report, and a multi-sheet Excel workbook, all produced from a single CSV upload in one single conversation. What used to take hours of manual context switching literally collapses into mere minutes. It's a real game changer. So how does this actually work? Well, under the hood, this isn't just some clever text formatting trick. Code execution gives Claude its own secure, sandboxed computing environment. Basically, it autonomously writes Python code, runs it inside an isolated container, and then returns the results as a downloadable file. And yes, for sure, your data stays strictly contained and secure the entire time. Okay, getting this set up is super straightforward. You just click the settings gear icon, navigate over to capabilities, and toggle code execution and file creation to on. That's the whole shebang, and honestly, the best part? It's available on every single plan, from free all the way up to enterprise, at absolutely no extra charge. Let's actually see this in action. Picture a startup founder who urgently needs a 3-year financial forecast. They know their numbers inside and out, right? But they have zero interest in wrestling with complex Excel formulas or, crying over broken chart references. They just want to communicate their vision without the technical headache. So instead of even opening a spreadsheet app, they just give Claude plain English instructions. They type something like, create an Excel spreadsheet for a 3-year financial forecast. Year 1 revenue is $500,000, growing 20% per year. COGS is 40% of revenue. Operating expenses start at $50,000 and decrease 2% per year. Include a net income row. Format everything as USD currency. Add a line chart on a separate sheet showing revenue and net income across the 3 years. Notice the detail there? There's absolutely no code involved, just really clear, straightforward business logic. Almost instantly, Claude takes those exact instructions, writes a custom Python script using the open PyXL library, and runs it right there in the secure sandbox. And then, about 30 seconds later, a download link just appears. Claude completely handled the entire technical translation layer all by itself right in the background. Plain English goes in, and a fully functional spreadsheet comes out. And we're not talking about a static grid of numbers here. It has live, formula-driven rows. So if you go in and change your year 1 revenue, the whole sheet updates automatically. The chart is perfectly embedded, everything is formatted. It's a real computation-backed business asset, generated entirely from a quick conversation. It's wild. So when exactly should you use this? Well, there are a few main scenarios. First off, when you need an actual physical sendable file, not just a template. Second, it's perfect for transforming really raw, messy data, like massive 30-megabyte CSVs or PDFs. And third, when your output requires real computation. I mean, things like summary statistics or calculating compounding growth. Basically, if you just need quick visuals, use artifacts. But for the heavy data lifting, that is where code execution shines. Now, a quick aside, specifically for the enterprise users listening, network egress for the sandbox is actually off by default. So if Claude ever gets blocked trying to install a specific Python package, don't panic. Your organization owner just needs to jump into the settings and enable package manager access. Very simple fix. If you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer today, let it be this. Code execution turns Claude into a full-blown working environment, not just a writing assistant. Think of it like this. You are the director. Claude is your entire technical team, literally writing the code, running the complex calculations, and just handing you the finished deliverable. The gap between knowing exactly what you want and actually being able to create it just got a whole lot smaller. If you want to dive deeper, we've got a full chapter and some great worked examples waiting for you at claudemaster.net. So I'll leave you with this thought. If the friction of creating complex spreadsheets and in-depth reports is suddenly just gone, what are you going to build next?